Hello everyone, it's Eric. Of all the rap battle creators out there, I think one of the best is Fightmarker. With a catalog of 12 battles on YouTube, sorry no Winnie the Pooh for this list, pretty much all of them are great. So this was a very fun ranking to put together. And there's not really anything else to say, so let's jump right in. Number 12 is Baldi's Basics vs Pico's School. This is the only one I don't really like. It's not bad, but it's just not my thing. The video has some serious great parts. I think there's a lot of merit to that. There are some weak points such as the clashing styles, but other than that, the video is good. Pico is fine overall. There's a handful of solid lines in there and I like the voice. Some flows are a bit weird there. And then Baldi didn't really do it for me. The impression is good, but his verses are kind of hard to listen to, and the lines are not very memorable. The gimmick at the end also wasn't that well handled in my opinion. I do recognize that the voice does sound similar to the games and the effect makes sense and all, but it didn't really work here, and it can work. That's been proven by Stupendium in the video game rap battles. Here, it just wasn't really my thing. Number 11 is Eminem vs Edgar Allan Poe. This is the oldest of the battles on the list, and it is solid. The editing has its flaws, and they do stick out a bit more, even to someone like me who's not really an editor, compared to the newer, more stylized ones. But it's still a very good battle. The other aspects are all fine, I get enjoyment out of it. It's mostly a decent romp the whole way through, and I don't go back to it a lot, but it's still not bad by any means. Number 10 is Ghostface vs the Zodiac Killer. This battle is kind of awesome. It just doesn't quite sit with me like a lot of newer ones. There's nothing wrong with it though. The performances are quite good, the video is great, the beat is nice, there's a handful of strong lines, it's hard to fault, but for me, also hard to truly love. Number 9 is Whiteface vs Trollface. This is a fun one, no doubt. I like both voices quite a bit, and the video is kinda nutty in a good way. The contrast between the two rappers and their styles is there, but it's not as strong as a few other battles above it that I will get to. I think some lines have a few too many syllables crammed in, and that means the flows aren't as great, and maybe not many lines sit with me, but that's it for flaws, and I like this battle a good bit. Number 8 is Goku vs Garfield, the newest on the list, and from here on out, all of the battles are awesome. This was an April Fool's battle and has a lot to love. There are several elements that are excellent. I love the Goku performance, and the third verse is hilarious, I laugh every time. And then Garfield has some insane bars, honestly. The non-believer one is hilarious, I love Go Raise Your Kids, and his closer gives me chills. This battle does not fire on all cylinders per se, but it really fires on most. Number 7 is Harry Houdini vs Zach King. There's a lot going for this one. The writing is not mind-blowing, but every simple pun works pretty well and is quite fun. I think Just Gamer did a phenomenal job as Zach King, and Fightmarker was similarly great as Houdini. The video is the highlight for me, with the Zach King editing being very true to the source material and also quite impressive. This battle is not long, but it packs a lot into its brief duration. Number 6 is Smile Dog vs Doge. This one has the contrast that Whiteface vs Trollface was kinda lacking. Smile Dog is very atmospheric. I think the dark parts with the fire fonts, the camera work, it's all great. The visuals are nice and that voice is quite frightening. He mostly makes threats, but it works for the character, and even though I don't know much about Smile Dog, it seems to be a very strong representation. Then we get Doge, a very different approach with some really funny stuff in the two verses. Rabbi is perfect for Doge, and there are a lot of lines where the deliveries really boost how funny it is. Overall, this battle is quite awesome. Number 5 is Sonic EXE vs Red. Another very atmospheric battle. The video is insane. It might be the best of the animated Fightmarker rap battles. I love it so much. And the beat is intense and works quite well. It is also serviced by a remarkable Sonic performance from Vinny O, and a similarly great Red voice given by Fightmarker. My main issue with this one is that the writing is a little unmemorable compared to some others, and a few flows are kind of off, but the spectacle is hard to beat here. From that awesome animation to the very intense deliveries of so many lines, I think it's definitely a top 5 battle. Number 4 is Eric Andre vs Filthy Frank. This one I think I need to give quite a bit of justification. It's a bizarre battle, and has a lot of standout moments that make it a top 2 battle for many. I think this might be widely considered the best of the series so far, and I will highlight a few things I really like. I think the performances are awesome. Josiah as Eric Andre was just perfect casting. The Joker cameo is a hilarious appearance, possibly the highlight of the whole thing for me. The Mr. Beast appearance was quite surprising and funny. And then there's some seemingly random great disses and flows just kind of thrown in every once in a while, and it's hilarious to have that in there. Some lines stick with me quite a lot. My favorite is probably the "Who started these allegations?" I did because it's true. I'm gonna have to use that one a lot more, honestly. And I can understand why this would be anyone's favorite. For me, I prefer some of the battles that are more conventional in their structure while still being creative. And not everything works perfectly in this one, I guess. But it is a very fun joke battle, and as an April Fool's battle, it's among the best out there. It doesn't quite resonate with me like the top 3, but still, great work all around. Number 3 is My Bloody Valentine versus the Leprechaun. This holiday royale is a very grand project, and visually, I think it might be the #1 Fightmarker battle. I especially love the Trick or Treat section and Thanksgiving section in regards for the video. Let's look at each rapper. So I think that Minor has a nice vibe and a handful of solid lines. I like that one about breaking horror tropes, it's kind of a funny diss. And the Leprechaun comes in with a very enjoyable verse. A nice flow, awesome performance, a few solid lines. Then there's Uncle Sam, who is my least favorite part of the battle, as the beat is kind of weird and none of his lines really stick with me. However, Sam from Trick or Treat makes up for this. The performance is top tier, the animated part is sick, and the verse is stellar overall. Probably the best verse in the battle. And then we get the hilarious Turkey from Thanksgiving. With an awesome puppet and voice, I love both of those. And the lead into that Black Christmas section is also humorous, and I think that verse itself, the Black Christmas one, is chilling and well made. This battle seemed to be a huge project. It's quite impressive in a lot of ways. Even if not every verse is mind-blowing, it's definitely one that everybody who worked on should be proud of. Number 2 is Majin Sonic versus Who Are You Running From? A weird pick to be this high, I know, but I can't help it. I keep coming back to this one. The battle is short, but it is a vibe. The video is awesome. Majin Sonic is very slick and stylized, and the Game Boy face is very impressive and unique in the incorporation of it. The writing does seem simple, but it's very memorable. Just that mustache comparison makes me laugh every time, and the ERB references are incorporated in such a hilarious way. I think the performances are both spectacular, with Fightmarker having a goofy and energetic sort of charisma for that Majin Sonic voice, and Commander Jacob being more reserved and chilling. This is the most underrated Fightmarker battle for me. But number 1 is Dead Meat versus Nostalgia Critic. This one is oozing with passion. I love YouTuber battles, and this one is the best of them except for Matt Pat vs. Jack's films from my experience. Editing styles are really well replicated. I'm super impressed by the way the kill count thing is done. All the body acting and voice acting is top notch. There are a lot of great lines, with the best disses coming from Dead Meat, particularly the Doug Funny line and that amazing closer. The battle is just super impressive in production while still having a fun charm to it. It has a lot of the best aspects of everything below it. It has the impressive video of something like Red vs. Godzilla, though in a live action setting, so I guess more like the holiday royale. You have tons of simple yet effective lines like Houdini vs. Zach King or Majin Sonic vs. Who Are You Running From? And everyone just does a fun job, and it feels like a fairly big project in the way Filthy Frank vs. Eric Andre did. So the whole thing is an awesome battle, and I go back to it quite often. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed this video. Comment down below your favorite Fightmarker rap battles, and subscribe for more battles on this channel along with more rankings. I'll see you next time.